Warning, Saints fans, you are not going to like this injury update around center Will Clapp. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. Thank you so much for tuning in to Saints Now by Chat Sports. In today's video, we're going to break down the injury update for the backup center, talk about some other options, some players on the roster, some players off the roster. But all in all, Nick Underhill reporting yesterday that Will Clapp, the backup offensive lineman, suffered a foot injury during the preseason game versus the Los Angeles Chargers, and he is expected to miss significant time. The injury is believed to be season-ending, and it could require surgery, which is really, really bad news because he was a player that was signed as a free agent, brought back to the New Orleans Saints to provide high-quality depth along the offensive line. I'll tell you right now, if there are any other updates around the black and gold, we will be providing y'all content and providing you updates. So be sure to subscribe to Saints Now by Chat Sports for news and updates around the black and gold. On top of that, we have live shows every Wednesday. We go live for watch parties every single game day, and we are on the road to 50,000 members of the Golden Gang. So hit the sub button, lock us in, and get more updates around your favorite football team. Jordan Schultz, he also added some context late last night. I did put out a short on our YouTube page, and I posted on social media. Quick reactions, quick thoughts about this, so that's another reason to subscribe. We provide all different types of forms of content. Jordan Schultz adding that this is a serious foot injury. He's awaiting final confirmation from testing results. It's a tough blow for a player who is set to be a key depth option along the interior offensive line. And for what it's worth, Jordan Schultz also attached this photo to the tweet. And if you ask me, Will Clapp looks awfully a lot like Ryan Ramczyk, huh? I mean, that definitely looks like Ryan Ramczyk, right? That's because it is Ryan Ramczyk. For what it's worth, dead giveaway, the captain patch, the beard. Also, that's clearly just Ryan Ramczyk. For what it's worth, bad news around the New Orleans Saints. Bad news for Will Clapp. Just had to include this in there. That's just too funny to not acknowledge. UDFA Torselli Simpkins, though, he was really, really impressive. He was the player who filled in for Will Clapp after he suffered that injury. Happened on like the first, second, third play. I mean, it happened early for Will Clapp. Torselli Simpkins filled in at center for the rest of the game, and it's really good news that Eric McCoy did not play because obviously you want to keep him healthy. And it's also pretty good news that this player was as impressive as he was because we need to have a backup center and a backup offensive line that you can trust. Now, Simpkins versus the Chargers, 67 total snaps on offense, 97% of the snaps played by Torselli Simpkins. He had a PFF overall grade of 63.9, 77.8 pass blocking grade. Didn't grade as highly in the run blocking department, but again, those are kind of just numbers, and it's early. He's a backup. I think that he was very, very impressive. He allowed 0 sacks, 0 QB hits, and he had 0 penalties. Only had 1 pressure and 1 QB hurry allowed. So in my opinion, for a undrafted free agent, first time getting to play at the National Football League level, he played fairly well. Kellen Moore also had some praise for him. He was asked how he thought Torselli Simpkins fared in the preseason matchup. He said it was awesome. Awesome for him to hop in there that quickly and essentially play the whole game at center. Your first game in the NFL preseason football, you get thrown in there just like that. His response was phenomenal. I thought he did an incredible job. And I'll say this, I do believe Torselli Simpkins has a clear path to the roster. If he can prove to be a quality backup offensive lineman, then he can end up making the roster, especially considering the injury to Will Clapp. The Saints are going to need offensive line depth, and this player could be a diamond in the rough, found as an undrafted free agent out of South Carolina. Shout out to Torselli Simpkins. Keep on keeping on, because if he keeps playing at a high level, keeps developing well, and has an impressive season and stays healthy, I do believe this guy's going to end up making the roster. And guys, I'll encourage y'all to follow me on Instagram. I post on social media all the time. My IG page has been popping. If you have a hard time finding me, you can either A, click the link in the comments or description of this video, and it'll take you directly to my profile, or B, just search up Trizzy Trace on Instagram. That is the handle right there. If you DM me Golden Gang, I'll give you a follow back. I post all the time on social media. We've talked about the Will Clapp update late last night as soon as I got the update, and I'm always putting out informative, entertaining, and engaging content. So if you want to get more Saints content in between these videos, feel free to hit me up on Instagram, and I'll give you a follow back. Now, let's talk about the possibility of signing an offensive lineman because the New Orleans Saints do have money to spend, and there are some options out there available in free agency. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, the list is really not that illustrious. It doesn't really get you feeling any type of way, to be totally honest. For me, I would personally hold off until roster cutdowns, see if anybody notable gets released here in the next few weeks. But right now, I'm going to hold off. That being said, we're still going to give you some names to keep an eye on as a potential fit. Really quickly, though, the new Saints hats for this season have just dropped, and boy, oh boy, these are fire. I've seen y'all in the comments section say, Trizzy, you got some fresh lids every single time you film one of these videos, and I'm telling you right now, take my word for it, these are sick. We have a link down below in the comments and description for you to get your own hat. Chatsports.com/new Saints hat. You can click it, you can search this, and you can get yourself some new swag. I love this gray. I love the ball cap. I think that these are absolutely fresh. They're going to be really nice material. New era. Are you kidding me? That brand is so fresh. So go get yours with our link. Support the show and get yourself the brand new Saints hats that just dropped. Be the first one in your squad to have a fresh looking lid. Offensive line free agents, again, really not that much to be excited about. I mean, Brandon Scherf, Shaq Mason, Jed Wills, those are guys that you probably heard of. John Feliciano, a name that we've talked about on the channel before. Dalton Reisner does have some quality experience, but there's only two centers that are really worth discussing here. Nick Harris is a center that's available in free agency. Really not that great in terms of the Pro Football Focus grades. However, worth noting, he did not allow a single sack or a single QB hit. Only one hurry and one pressure and one penalty. 90 snaps for the Browns. Not going to sit here and say this is a guy I'm foaming at the mouth to go and sign, but maybe he's an option because he is a center. Nick Gates, another player to potentially consider. 96 snaps for the Eagles in 2024. Remember, Kellen Moore was in Philadelphia as the offensive coordinator, so there is a little bit of familiarity there. And on top of that, he does have some positional versatility. Played across the interior offensive line at center, left guard, and right guard for the Birds last year. Pro Football Focus grades, again, nothing too crazy, but 0 sacks, 0 hits, 0 sacks, 0 hits, 0 hurries, 0 pressures, and only 1 penalty last season. So in my personal opinion, I don't think you really need to be going in an all-out blitz to sign one of these two players. The best option in my eyes is just pray that Eric McCoy doesn't get hurt. If Eric McCoy suffers an injury, not good. You do not want to lose one of, if not the best center in the National Football League again. That would not be ideal. The other part of it is you just continue to hope that Torselli Simpkins continues his development as a backup offensive lineman and, can hope that he can continue to play at a high level in the preseason and, honest to God, pray that he stays healthy too. So, the injury news, you're not going to like it, whether you like it or not. There aren't really that many good options in free agency right now. So, Saints fans, I told you we're going to hate this news, and I hated talking about it. So if you guys want to get the injury bug out of New Orleans, help me out. One simple thing we got to do here, like the video. Just hit the thumbs up icon. Let's get the injury bug away from the New Orleans Saints. It's already starting to get after the offensive line with Nick Saldiveri, now Will Clapp. Let's get this thing completely out of New Orleans. Hit the thumbs up icon and drop a like on this video. Really do appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling with us here on Saints Now by Chat Sports. Going to have some more updates coming at you later this afternoon. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. That's my guy, Loco Lopez. Y'all stay golden, and we'll see you next time.